What kind of grown man thinks it's a flex to steal a 10-year-old girl's first-class seat? Like, congratulations, sir, you just beat a child in the Hunger Games of air travel. Do you want a cookie, or should we crown you King of Entitlement, right here at Gate B14? And before anyone could blink, this wasn't just about a seat. No, it turned ugly. A white man in his 50s, red-cheeked and smug, looked down at little Amani Barrett, a black girl barely tall enough to peek over the tray table, and hissed, "First class isn't for kids like you. Back there's where you belong." The words dripped louder than the recycled air vents, loud enough for the whole cabin to hear, but soft enough for him to pretend it was just a suggestion. Passengers looked away, some glued to their phones, others whispering like cowards. And there she stood, her lavender hoodie glowing under the cabin lights, boarding pass clutched tight, not crying, not breaking down, just silently staring at the man who thought her skin and her age made her easy prey. Before we go any further, comment where in the world you are watching from, and make sure to subscribe because tomorrow's story is one you don't want to miss. Now, back to the story. The automatic doors at Dallas Love Field Airport slid open as Amani skipped beside her nanny Lorraine, pink backpack bouncing against her shoulders. For her, this wasn't just a flight. It was her first time flying first class. She'd been buzzing about it since they left the house. She'd even memorized her window seat number, 3A. But when she reached her row, there he was, Gerald Whitford. Heavy-set, pale, polo shirt stretched tight across his stomach, newspaper spread open like he was the king of first class. He didn't glance up, didn't care, just spread himself wider like he was planting a flag. Lorraine leaned forward, voice calm but firm. "Sir, this is her seat. Here's the ticket." Gerald didn't even blink. He waved his hand like she was beneath him. "Why don't you take her to the back? That's where kids usually sit." Oh, really? A billionaire's daughter, ticket in hand, and he thought she'd just vanish into coach? Not today. The cabin was already buzzing, but when Lorraine held out Amani's boarding pass and calmly said, "Sir, this is her seat," Gerald didn't even glance at it. He just waved her off like swatting a fly. "Why don't you take her to the back? That's where kids usually sit." Oh, I see. Stealing a seat wasn't enough. Now he's handing out segregation assignments? Classy. Real classy. Passengers stole quick glances. One woman across the aisle ducked into her phone like it was a hiding spot. A man 2 rows up tilted his headphones, watching through the reflection of the window. Everyone saw it. Nobody moved. Because why be brave when you can be nosy, right? But Amani didn't flinch. She didn't whine, didn't beg. She just stood there in that lavender hoodie, beads in her braids clicking softly, holding her ticket like it was proof in a trial. And that silence? It burned worse than any tantrum could. Lorraine's voice cut sharper. "Sir, she is assigned to 3A. Please check your ticket." And what did Gerald do? Leaned back, arms folding tighter, belly stretching his shirt. "I paid for first class. I'm not moving for some kid who doesn't even understand the difference. Make her comfortable in coach." Excuse me? A 10-year-old knows how seat numbers work better than a grown man with a beer gut and a superiority complex. By now, whispers rippled through the cabin. A businessman angled his phone just enough to record. Oh yes, this was about to go viral. Finally, a flight attendant appeared. Tall, auburn bun, name tag reading Kimberly. She plastered on a professional smile. "What seems to be the problem?" Lorraine exhaled. "The problem is, my ward's seat has been taken. She has 3A. This gentleman refuses to move." Kimberly turned to Gerald. "Sir, may I see your boarding pass?" And here it was, the moment he could have saved himself. Instead, he rustled his newspaper, leaned back like a king, and sneered, "You don't need to see it. I know where I'm supposed to be. I'm comfortable right here." "Oh, really, sir? Comfortable enough to delay an entire plane? Let's see how long that lasts." Kimberly kept her professional smile, but her jaw was tight. "Sir, we need to verify your seat number." Gerald leaned forward, lowering his voice like he was whispering state secrets. "Look, I don't know how she afforded this ticket for that kid, but I paid good money to sit here. You're really going to throw me out for her?" Oh wow, he's broke, racist, and delusional. The trifecta of airplane clowns. Lorraine's tone snapped sharp. This isn't your choice to make. Show your ticket or move. The whispers grew louder. A man muttered, "Can you believe this?" while a woman shook her head like she was watching bad reality TV unfold live. Phones were out now, angled perfectly toward row 3. Amani, still clutching her pass, finally spoke. Her voice was quiet but steady. "I'm not moving. This is my seat. Please let me sit down." Silence. For the first time, Gerald's smug expression twitched. He coughed, muttered, then doubled down. Kids these days think they own the world. Cue flight attendant number 2, Derek. Calm voice, firm stance. "Sir, this flight cannot leave until you're in your assigned seat. You are delaying everyone here." Gerald snorted, jabbing a thumb at Amani. "Oh, I'm the problem, not the little princess trying to take over first class?" "Excuse me?" The audacity could power the engines. Lorraine's patience cracked. "How dare you talk to a child like that? You're humiliating yourself." Passengers shifted. A woman finally piped up, "Sir, we all saw the ticket. Move." Another chimed in, "Yeah, you're holding us up." Gerald turned his fury on them too. "Mind your business. You don't know the whole story." Wrong move. Now the whole plane was buzzing. Whispers turned to open commentary. They should drag him out already. Unbelievable. Phones recording, eyes glaring, everyone waiting for the meltdown. And then Kimberly snatched his ticket stub like evidence in court, her brows furrowed, voice firm. "Sir, your seat is 8C, not 3A. Gasps rippled through the cabin. Passengers whispered, heads shaking. Proof was right there. And yet Gerald leaned back, arms crossed, sneering, "That's impossible, I'm not moving." "Really, Gerald? You're going to argue with math now?" Oh, this was far from over. The cabin felt like it was holding its breath. Kimberly stood frozen with Gerald's ticket stub in her hand, clear as daylight, row 8C. "But Gerald?" He dug his heels in like a toddler. "I'm not moving. The system's wrong. This seat's mine." "Oh, really? The system's wrong?" "Not you, sir. Just the entire universe conspiring to stop you from cosplaying first-class king." Lorraine's voice cut through. "Either you move, or someone moves you." That's when the captain arrived. Russell Hargrove, tall salt and pepper hair, presence so heavy the whispers died instantly. He studied Gerald, then glanced at Amani, clutching her boarding pass like a shield. Calm but firm. "Sir, this plane does not leave until you're in your assigned seat. If you refuse, you'll be escorted off." The audience, aka the entire cabin, leaned in. Phones angled, fingers ready. Everyone knew this was the climax. Gerald puffed his chest. "You think I'm scared of being tossed out? I've flown more miles than you've piloted." He jabbed a finger at Amani. "And I'm not moving for her." Cue the silence. And then Amani, voice steady as stone. "That's my seat. I'm not leaving." Her words landed harder than any lecture. Passengers clapped, murmurs spread. She had the cabin with her. Gerald's smirk cracked. Security arrived. 2 officers in uniform stepped down the aisle like it was a courtroom. "Sir, final warning. Move to your assigned seat or you will be removed." Gerald tried one last performance. "First class isn't for little girls playing princess." Gasps, boos, phones recording like crazy. Amani's reply? Calm. "You don't get to decide who belongs." And just like that, the crowd broke into full applause. The officers grabbed his arms, and Gerald's pride finally got dragged down the aisle, his protests echoing like a bad karaoke act. The cabin exhaled. Justice. Served. Lorraine bent to Amani's level, whispering, "You did it." But Amani shook her head, wise beyond her years. "No, he did it to himself." And right there, a whole plane learned what courage really looks like. If this story moved you, share it with someone who needs to be reminded. Never shrink when what's yours is challenged. Stand tall, stay firm, and subscribe so you never miss the next story.